Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jay Marie, and welcome to my channel, Just Finances. I want to use this video to discuss my payoff strategy and what I did to pay off over $30,000 worth of debt within 1 year, making an average income and definitely less than six figures. So, if this is something you guys are interested in, definitely stay tuned. Okay, so these are the 5 tips that I use to pay off debt within 1 year. So the first things first, I wrote it down. You always need to know what you owe, because we don't know how to get somewhere unless we know where we're going, right? So the first thing I did was write it down. My total came up to a little bit over $32,000 worth of debt. So that's my first tip to you guys. Whatever debt you're trying to tackle, make sure you take pen and pad and write down to know what you owe. List those debts from smallest to largest. Lucky for me, my only debt was my student loans. So that was the biggest hurdle for me, was trying to tackle that. So first things first, know what you owe, write it down. After you wrote everything down and you know how much you owe, my next tip was to come up with a payment strategy. How quickly do you want to pay off this debt? For me, after I looked at my budget, my expenses, and how much I could afford to pay towards this debt every month, my strategy was to pay this off within 3 years. Now, keep in mind something I want to let you guys know. If right now you're on a debt payoff journey and you're searching the internet trying to find the best way to do it, you're going to come across so many just finance gurus that feel their strategy is going to be the best strategy to pay off your debt. I'm going to tell you like this: do what works best for you. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. Don't try to compare your journeys to other people's journeys, because y'all money not the same, y'all mindset not the same, the things y'all have to do are not the same. So while I want this video to motivate you guys on your debt-free journey, just know this isn't the best way to, this isn't going to be the best way for you to go about it. You have to do what works best for you. But at the same time, I'm going to give you some strategies that I use to pay off my debt, and I'm definitely hoping that this will help you guys also. Now, I came up with my debt strategy. I wanted to pay this off in 3 years. Now, I took $32,000. I divided that by 36 months of payments. For me, that came down to like a little under $1,000 a month. That's how much I could realistically, sorry y'all, afford to pay every month towards this debt. Now, side note, I will say, at the beginning of the year, when I wrote everything down, I had some money in savings at the time that I was using for an emergency fund. And I decided to just take all of that money and throw it into my debt. That came out to be about $5,000 to $6,000. That automatically took my payment down from 32 something thousand to a total of around 26,000 or so. Now that that was less, now I knew for sure I can pay this off in a shorter amount of time. So then I started accelerating my payments a bit. So during this time, I was also working in banking. Now, while I was working in banking, I was getting things like commission bonuses every few months. When I would get these bonuses, I decided to just throw whatever bonuses I had towards the debt. That may be $1,200, $1,500, but I was throwing that right at the debt. I didn't care. I just wanted it to be done with. So the more I started accelerating my payments, that's the next step. So any extra money that you guys receive, if you really want to pay off this debt in a short amount of time, any extra money you get, whether that's side hustles, bonuses at work, working overtime, go ahead and just throw that at the debt. You're going to be amazed to see how quickly your balances start to go down, which is going to lead me to tip number 4. The 4th tip is to find a way to stay motivated on this journey. For me, seeing my balances decrease month by month gave me my motivation. But I was also motivated by hearing other people's story, other women's story, about how they paid off their debts in a short amount of times, making less than six figures like myself. Because there's so many stories on here online where people are making over six figures and they're tackling these large amounts of debts within 1 year while they're living on beans and rice and things like that. And no, that's not my story. That's not the case. But I like listening to real stories about people that were making similar incomes to me and that were still able to pay off this debt as well in a short amount of time. So that's something else that kept me motivated besides just seeing my balances decrease every month. Now, next tip is if you're able to find a higher paying job. That was one of the last things I did. I switched jobs towards the end of the year, and this job was offering overtime and more money. So I decided to leave banking, get into mortgages, get this overtime. Once I got that job, I started calculating how much I had left over to pay towards my debt. Once I figured that out, I started throwing every check that I received from this new job into my new debt. And then not new debt, but you know what I mean. I started tackling that with the new job income. So by the time we got to December, I had paid off everything and I was completely debt free. So I'm hoping that my story motivates you guys to go on your own journeys to pay off debt. You'll be surprised at how liberating it is once you become debt free and know that you don't owe anyone else. But also go at your own pace. This is what worked best for me, and I was able to pay it off within 1 year using these tips and tricks. But maybe it may take you a little longer, and that's completely okay. Just do what works best for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely like and comment below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for just more videos like this and motivational gems. Until next time, thank you guys for watching.